Hello, everyone. So this is the tracking page. This is one of the most important pages. Again, here is where you can customize the tracking page, look up cell collections, add widgets, add surveys, add rating, all of those things, translations, everything can be done on this page. And this is something that you should definitely use to, improve the engagement on the tracking page once the customers are viewing it, once they have clicked it from their notifications. So the first one is a tracking form. There's also tracking page. You can see the live demo of both of them here on the right side. So when you click on tracking form, you will see the widget screen, which is what would appear. And now if you want to, let's say, change the background color, you can do that, and you will see a live preview here. And if you want to change the text color, you can do that. You will see a live preview. Similarly, the primary button color and all of those colors are editable. You can change all of those things here and click on Save Preferences. Once that is done, you can go down to choose the number of forms. So basically, you can allow your customers to track orders via multiple forms. So let me just delete this one. So you can only at a time have two forms at the maximum because that is the most optimum. Now you can choose to allow your customers to track their orders with a combination of order number plus their email ID or phone number, whichever they have used to place the order. They can use either of them together to track their order. This is highly secure, and you would not see any security issues or privacy concerns from any of your customers if you're using this form. But if you want to be slightly more aggressive and make it much more easier for your customer to track, you can always go with the email or phone option. Here the customer doesn't have to go search for the order number in their email ID. They just have to put the email or the phone number that they use to place orders, and all the orders that they had placed in the past would be available once they click on track order. You can also add a form which is tracking number. So in case you also want to enable, because you're sending tracking number on the email, maybe somebody wants to just come and put their tracking number and track, that also can be added as a second form. Now going down, this is HTML code that you can add. So this is not compulsory. I would recommend doing this only if you know what you're doing. This is in case you want to add certain things on the top here. Maybe you want to say hello world. Uh, so let's say I'm just giving you a demo. I'll just type in hello world. So you can also design it here, and once you have saved it, you will see the text here on top. You can also add some URLs and links. This should either be done by a developer, or you can use ChatGPT or Claude, etc. today to just generate an HTML code element for whatever you want to showcase on the top, and just add it here. In case you want to add styling, you can add classes here and add styling in the CSS code. So this is a highly technical thing. I wouldn't recommend everybody to do it, but in case you have a use case where you want to add something that is very important, you can do that here. Now going back to the second section is the tracking page. So this is where the customers are able to see their data, checkpoints, their product details, their status, everything. So this is the most important page, and you can see the live preview on the right side of a demo page. Now, again, you have all the same options of changing the color and etc. Now, the other interesting thing is estimated delivery time. So now there are three ways in which you can show estimated delivery time. Either you can set up, a fixed number of days that you take to ship and the number of days to deliver on average, and we will just sum both up and just show the ETA as the upcoming date once they have placed the order. The second way is to display ETA based on carrier predictions. So carriers, always many of them, most of the carriers do provide an ETA, and we'll just show that to your customer directly here. If you want to use our evolving ETA model, which we have created based on our historical data across all stores, you can click on that, and this would be shown in case the carrier is not having their own ETA. We can always predict the ETA using our past data, your data, and other stores data between the two pin codes and same carrier, and predict it. Now, in case you usually take, let's say you take time to ship the order. Once you get an order, let's say maybe 3 or 4 days, that's a lot of time where you could see support tickets being raised by your customers asking about their order status, worried about whether the order is being shipped on time, all of those things. So to address those concerns, one of the features is to add custom status. So let's say, you are going to ship it actually after 3 days. So you can always, change the status between those 3 days every day into something else. So the customer sees that there is progress and they're not worried, and this, do not come on support to trouble your team, or, they also, are not agitated. So let's say the first status is ordered. Now you want to maybe say preparing. So you can just say preparing and it will appear after one day. Maybe you want to say it's ready to ship as another status, and it'll get updated after the next one day. So these things will update here for your customer after the interval. So they always see progress, and they are not worried about where their status is. Now coming to translation, so we have two translations. So one is the checkpoints. So checkpoints are these information points that are sent by the carrier. So these have to be dynamically translated into the language that you want. So in case you want this feature, you will have to upgrade because this is not in the free plan. But if you are not worried about the checkpoints, we also have translation of all the other phrases, which is basically checkpoints and all the static content, order ready, all the statuses, all other information on the tracking page that is not dynamic can be translated here. You just have to delete this and add the translated phrase for the original phrase here, and that would appear there. So that is the way you can translate all the static content, which would cover 95% of all the interaction that your website, I mean your tracking page, would have with your customer. But in case you also want the other one, you will have to upgrade, because we use AI here to translate it dynamically. So we only allow that in the paid plan. Now, coming to other things, there are options to show and hide certain things on the web tracking page, which you can, uncheck or check this to unlock. Now, coming down to the next section, we also have a feature where your customers can change their shipping address in case they realize that there is a mistake or they are moving, or maybe before and you can basically allow that only when the order is not shipped yet and within 24 hours of placing the order. If you don't want to allow it, it is by default don't allow. But if you do that, there will be an option on the tracking page to update the status. That's a that is a feature that will basically allow you to decrease chargebacks and returns and all of those things. Now, there are other settings where you can, choose to show the map and information and product and all of that on the tracking page. This is one of the most important sections. You can show an upsell collection, and you can choose to show it on the top of the page or the bottom of the page. I would recommend showing it on the top because that drives maximum revenue. Here, you can choose a collection that you already have, or you can use our auto-generated top picks. So I would recommend our auto-generated is the best, but in case you want to showcase certain, data from the existing collection, you can do so from here. Anyway, so now the other part of the page is SEO information. This is something that you can fill in. We will have a, content generated here, default content. But if you want to add something to it, you can do that because this would help, for people who are searching on Google directly for your store's tracking page. This page will rank there. This is again HTML, like the previous page, where you can just add some HTML code on top and below if you want, and your customers would be able to see it. So that is all. I would, definitely urge you to play around with this. This is one of the most powerful pages. It has a lot of information, a lot of features available that can, make your tracking page really engaging, attractive, and converting. Thanks, guys.